One big debate in software engineering is, should you be a specialist or a generalist? Meaning that should you focus on mastering one tool or on exploring multiple ones? Personally, I am fully convinced that for most people, being a generalist is a much better path, and here are the 5 main reasons why. The first reason is that tech changes too fast for specialization. If you spend years mastering one tool, you are betting that it will stay relevant forever, and as history shows, that's a really bad bet. jQuery, Flash, Ruby on Rails, there is a plethora of examples of widely used tools that gradually died out. And one day, all of today's languages will also become a thing of the past. Second reason is that you don't need deep expertise to be effective. Most software projects don't require you to know every detail of a language or framework. Pareto's law, also known as the 80-20 rule, applies here perfectly. Knowing just 20% of a tool generally covers 80% of the projects you will be working on. And if you happen to need something more advanced, well, it won't be hard for you to learn it. Now, obviously, this doesn't apply if you are working on something extremely specific at NASA, but for mere mortals, the basics will definitely get you to the destination. Point number 3. Knowing multiple tools makes you a better engineer. If you only know one tool, you will try to solve every problem the same way. Generalists, on the other hand, have options. Exposure to multiple paradigms gives you a better mental model, which sharpens your problem-solving skills. This happens to me all the time. Sometimes I'm facing a bug in Django, and the solution comes to me from something that I learned in Express.js and vice versa. Reason number 4 is that generalists work better with others. In software development, you work with designers, product managers, front-end, back-end, and DevOps teams. And when you are a generalist, it is much easier to speak their language, which makes communication and collaboration with them go much smoother, especially when you will eventually transition into a leadership role. Point number 5, it's just more fun. Let's face it, as fun as some frameworks or languages can be, if you are stuck with them for a whole career, you will definitely get bored of them, which will accelerate burnout. Now, computer science is a vast and exciting domain, and in this era of innovation, exploring its different fields has never been more fun. So, while advancements in AI, quantum computing, cybersec, etc. are reshaping the world, do you really want to stick to making variations of CRUD apps in Next.js? I want to conclude by saying that the debate of generalist versus specialist in any domain is actually a product of the modern world. Historically, the greatest minds like Aristotle, Ibn Sina, Da Vinci, and even Noam Chomsky, to give a modern example, were generalists. They didn't limit themselves to a single field, and that didn't stop them from making groundbreaking innovations. Well, in fact, it's probably what enabled them. And nowadays, job titles and areas of expertise keep getting narrower. Companies want ultra-specialized engineers who fit neatly into a predefined box, but the reality is, true innovation doesn't happen inside a box. It happens when you connect ideas across disciplines, when you see patterns that others don't, and when you have the flexibility to adapt. So instead of chasing hyper-specialization, maybe we should take a lesson from history and embrace being a generalist.